welcome to our first episode of Are You Ready? Our first official podcast episode. And this podcast is brought to you by Fiercely Embrace Quella Jackson and, of course, Your Own Pathway, which is me, Poiab Vue. And we decided to do this podcast because we're diving into the raw, the triggering, and the truths most people run from. And this includes abuse, healing, boundaries, and everything in between that isn't about comfort. It's about growth, truth, and courage. And it's about fiercely embracing your story and owning your healing. So, are you ready to stop surviving and start owning your power? So, woohoo! So that's why we decided to start this podcast. For those who don't know, I actually had Quela on my Owning It podcast and was a guest. And I will link her episode in the description box too. But after talking, we're like, you know what? We should really start our own podcast called Are You Ready? Because there was just so many topics and so many things and themes that came up that were like, you know what? We need to do this. We need to educate and we need to talk about all the things that I just mentioned. So, yeah, Quayla, thanks. And thank you for joining again. How are you doing? I know that this month has been so busy for you in October.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here and I'm ready to get started. October has been flying by like crazy with Empower and Rise, birthdays, kids, and work in general. So I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. So, if for those who don't know, Quayla and I both have October birthdays.
Yes, we do. Go Libra.
Woohoo! It's almost Scorpio season, so I decided to kind of be more folly. And yeah, it's been really, really busy, and I'm glad that we found time to do this. And so, fiercely embracing your own pathway, even though we both have different. I don't want to say themes, but they're so closely related together. And I have other things that I do like leadership, mental well-being, and but my own thing, but my theme is your own pathway, forging your own path and owning it. And we can own it in a lot of areas in our life. And my overall theme is that you can heal. You can heal, you can rebuild, and you can do all of that. And so fiercely embrace, what is fiercely embrace to you about?
Fiercely Embrace is definitely about owning it, but also taking back your power, embracing who you are, where you started from, and maybe you lost that path and you are coming back to who you are. You're healing. You are starting a new life. You are going to be that girl. You are that person.
You're that girl, you're that person. Yeah. Yeah. And so, again, I had you on the podcast. And so, again, I'm going to link that down. Just give me a little bit like, what happened for you that you're like, you know what, I got to take this path? Because we all start, we all have our path, me being a social worker, a therapist. Then I'm like, you know what, I don't really want to do that anymore. And I want to do your own pathway. Like, what was your backstory for Fiercely Embrace? Like, you don't have to give the whole story, but just bits and parts of what you feel is important.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, my story started honestly in 2016, where I found myself in family court. I was a young girl dealing with someone who you thought that you loved and you had to walk away from. Dealing with the family court system really gave me the power, the strength to really lift myself up, because like it's a dirty world, and it's a dirty environment, honestly, family court. And I don't like to say negative things about family court, but it's a dark place, and I felt myself not being able to. I couldn't keep my head above water. You're fighting for your child. You are fighting for your life, honestly. I mean, and I was to the point where I was like, I'm tired. I'm tired of being a victim. I'm tired of being down. I need to take my power back. So I decided in 2022 no, 2023,
Mm-hmm.
start Fiercely Embraced. And I found a group of women, and I was like, hey, I just wrote a little thing on like one of the mom groups on Facebook, and I was like, have any of you ever dealt with post separation abuse? How can we take our power back? And I started getting a flood of women who were, hey, I'm dealing with legal abuse, I'm dealing with financial abuse or emotional abuse. And I'm like, hey, this is coercive control. We're all
Mm-hmm.
dealing with this. Um, let's start a movement. And how do we get back into a healthy lifestyle?
Mm-hmm.
Because you end up losing yourself, you're losing your identity, um, and you're losing your identity in victimhood. Um, I was tired of complaining to my friends about, you know, what was happening to me. And I lost a few friends because of that. So I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired of being that person. I need some positivity. I know that he cannot dim my light anymore. My abuser cannot, stop me from what I'm doing. I allowed that. And now I'm able to take it back. So Fiercely Embraced is all about, again, empowering, taking your power back, and becoming that girl. So whether that's nutrition, having the support, uplifting, advocacy, whatever that we can do to educate and support you, to get you back in home ownership, a job, whatever that you need, we are here to support you.
Mm-hmm. I love that. When you're telling me all this, saying all this, all I could think was like the big F you. I'm trying not to, do the finger right now because it's so instinctual in me. But it's the big F you, It's like the system tried to break me. The system tried to break me. The system said you were small. We're gonna squash you. And I don't want to say opponent, but the other person thought that they could do it because the system probably, was built for them, not for
Yes,
you.
yes. And being a
And
minority
yeah,
in this situation makes it 10 times harder.
right.
Um, yeah. And that's why I'm stepping into my power, because we can no longer allow society to bring us down and look at us like we're unworthy or not deserving.
Right. When you were going through that process, did it feel like they wanted you to feel helpless and oppressive?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was looked at like I was a criminal from the moment that I walked into the courtroom. And you know how discouraging that is when you know that you were actually being abused. And most people, and I should say this,
Hmm.
most people don't realize that they're being abused until they're out of it.
Right.
We're at the very, very end. It takes at least 7 times for a victim to become a survivor
Hmm.
and remove themselves from that abusive relationship. And that's
Hmm.
where I was at. It took me years to remove myself, even after a baby. So, being in that environment, I felt like I was a criminal with no record.
And they wanted you to feel helpless.
Mhm. Yes. And that is one thing where, attorneys, they may look at you like they don't believe you, they're questioning you, second guessing you when, they're looking at, an affidavit, and it's like, well, this is what it says about you. Are you sure that's not? I'm positive. I know who I am. But because society, again, looks at us like as minorities, that we've had to do these things because that's what society says.
Right. There was judgment already.
Hmm.
Hmm. You were persecuted before you were even persecuted.
Yes. And the fight it's still going on. The fight is still
Mhm.
going on. You still have to prove yourself a time and time again, whether that's in court or in the workplace, just around our peers in general. You can tell someone what you do for work, and oh, really, I can't believe you do that, or how did you get that? So again, being, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, you and I had conversations about this, in our conversations that we've had. We've had lots of very meaningful and very deep conversations too, which actually prompted us to do again this podcast because if you and I are feeling this way, like I'm a therapist
Mhm.
and you are going through this, you're an advocate. Imagine what other women are going through who don't have our kind of background and dare I even say our privilege and resources.
Right. Absolutely. That is one thing, like we are here to uplift your voices as well. So,
Mhm.
if you're hearing this, you're watching this, definitely like take your power back because we did it. We can. We're helping you. We are here to support you any way that we can. You have a voice, regardless of how
Mhm.
society is looking at you. You have a voice.
I love that. And this is why we're doing this because again, um even for someone me, I have a master's degree. I have a
Mhm.
master's degree. I worked with some of the most well-resourced people around here and the most marginalized and people still question me. You and I had this conversation where I people will only take me seriously once they know my background.
Yes.
Once they know my background, once they know my credentials, then they will give me the time of the day.
Yep. And
Mhm.
that is something that, we and in you just in general, like I can't imagine having, the credentials that you have and you still have to prove yourself after all these years of school and why?
Mhm.
When you first told me that, I didn't question it. I believe you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, like there's no need to question what you're telling me unless you
Yeah,
show me otherwise.
right,
And that's
right.
another thing too. Like I don't have my bachelor's, but
Right.
I do have my associates, and I did go to college. But I did choose another path. I was a sales girl, and I love
Oh,
sales. I love to talk to people. Love to
I
for
can tell you love
13
you could
years.
probably sell me
I'm a
shit,
sales
and I'll be
girl.
like, "Yeah, Quail, I'll buy it."
But it's like I chose this path because of my experience. And who's better to tell your story or to help someone take their life back that has actually experienced it? I'd much rather work with someone who has the experience because no one else can tell my story. No one else can give me the advice that I can give to someone else. It may not be the right advice for them,
Mhm,
but we can find the resources.
mhm.
I didn't have someone, I didn't have anyone to lean on. I had attorneys, yes, but I didn't have someone to lean on. I had my therapist, she was wonderful. She
Mhm.
was great.
Yeah.
But having that support and the guidance and the resources, I had to find those resources myself. And do you know how hard it is? It is so hard because, okay, we can talk about income, for example.
Mhm.
You don't qualify if you're making over $60,000 a year, but
Which
yet
isn't
you're
much.
struggling.
Which is not much right
It's
now.
nothing. Yeah. But it's like, so I'm struggling and they want you to struggle more, especially, and I hate saying this, but the poverty, like income, I think it's like 30,000.
Yeah.
You can't afford an attorney making $30,000 a year. You can, I don't even know where you would live. I don't know where you would live because right now where I live in the area that I live in, rent is
Mhm.
like $2,000 for a
Wow.
1 to 2 bedroom. So it's like now you're marginalized. You're put in this, the sector where you can't get an attorney. Um, if you do have an attorney and you look like us, how could she afford that?
Mhm.
Well, I work, but now I got to work overtime.
You
So now I'm
work?
not seeing my kids. Yeah, you work. Woo. And it's
Mhm.
like, uh, I have to prove myself. I don't have the handouts. I don't get handouts. I don't get the hey, go make me a GoFundMe and share my story, and I'm going to get $1 million. That didn't happen.
If you had done that, they probably would have judged you.
Oh, actually, what's funny?
Oh
And I
yeah,
don't mind sharing this. I'm
yeah.
going
Tell me the
to,
story.
my
Tell us
best
the
friend,
story.
she did. My best friend, she made a GoFundMe for me, and I love her to pieces. And that's my girl. We grew up
Mhm,
together. She made a GoFundMe for me, and we made about $300.
mhm,
But when people open that and see, who it's about and who it is and the story, there was no sympathy there. It was, oh, maybe she is trash. She may do this, she may do that. Little do you know, this girl is scared of everything. I'm not touching nothing. I'm not going to jail. I'm not touching drugs. None of that.
mhm,
So, you know what I mean? Like, they assume the worst. So they don't want to help you. You deserve this. You
mhm,
don't deserve that, actually.
mhm.
You deserve support. You deserve love. You deserve to be treated like everyone else.
Yeah, yeah. Were you shocked at the response, or was this something that you were like, "I'm not surprised"?
I wasn't surprised. I was not surprised. And it's crazy to say, but it's a life that we've had to live for 34 years now,
Mhm,
and it's normal because we have to work so hard to get what we want.
mhm.
And when we have it, I don't know, like, I don't know if I should bring this up, but I'm going to. Did you watch The Perfect Neighbor, or The Neighbor from Hell, or whatever it's called, on
Oh
Netflix?
gosh, which one was that one?
The crazy neighbor lady who, she was calling the police on the black
Oh,
neighbors,
I
and
saw some. Okay, I saw a little bit of it, but I have not watched it yet. Okay.
watch it. but
Okay.
but it's like that. You move to a nice neighborhood and you're a minority, and they question, how did you get that? How did you get that house? How could you afford that? How could you afford that car? Now they're calling the police. Now they're looking, investigating into you. But why can't I have that?
Mhm.
And in family court, those were the things that was happening. There's no way that she can do this. How is she affording a psych evaluation that's $5,000? Well, maybe I have a 401k.
Mhm.
Maybe I have, you know, money put away. Maybe I have a savings.
Yeah.
Oh no, she's got to be a prostitute. She has a John. She has this. Little do you know, this girl ain't touching nobody.
Mhm.
And but why? And I ask our viewers, if you have input on this, why is it that it's so easy for society to look down and even believe these things about women that don't look like you? It makes it so much harder. Why are we questioned about our credentials? Do you trust Paia, being your therapist? Why don't you trust her?
Mhm.
But she has the credentials
Mhm.
that you don't even have,
Right.
you
Right.
know?
No, it's funny. When I was doing therapy, none of the women would question my credentials.
Hmm.
Like I had clients that were doctors and lawyers and CEOs, and the
Hmm.
only ones that questioned me were men.
Yes.
And not to be mean, but they were the most mediocre men too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Whew. Those are the men that, oh, she's a gold digger, but don't
What's
have the
your
gold.
like? What's your credentials? Like, why? Well, my mom had her bachelor's in psychology, so I know what I'm talking about. Like, seriously, dude. I'm like, okay, and yeah, like again, this is not to shame anybody, but it's always the people with less than that are questioning your credentials and what makes you think that you know what you're doing.
Insecurity.
Hmm. And so when you go on this journey, be prepared to meet a lot of insecure, hateful, jealous people.
Oh yeah. Oh, men and women. I see
Men
it
and
all the
women,
time.
and it's all people of different races, socioeconomic
Hmm.
status also.
Hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. And that is a thing too where I've noticed though, when I walk into a big business and I'm like, hey, I'm actually CEO and founder of Fiercely Embraced, and they're looking like, really? How? Well, actually,
Yes. Do they have the actually?
I have the credentials.
Mhm.
Actually, if you look me up, I am a 501c3.
Mhm.
So, it's like, well, how does she know how to do that? Because I have a brain, because I'm intelligent, because I'm smart, because I'm beautiful. Like, you know what I mean, though? Like,
Yeah. It's called research.
yes, yes, do your research. But
Do your
why am I being
research.
second guessed? Why are we
Right.
being, we go in, I step foot into, what is it? Cargill, for
Mhm.
example. You know, oh, well, we're not sure if we want to donate to you because, well, that's fine. Okay, see you later. You don't have to believe me. But when
Yeah.
you see me again and you see me, my face on a billboard somewhere, then maybe you'll believe me.
Mhm. Yeah. And that's part of like the early stages of, fiercely embracing owning is you will get lots and lots of rejection.
Oh, yeah, I'm so used to it.
Mhm.
And I'm okay with that.
Right,
Yeah,
that rejection actually helps you have your strength to keep going,
yes.
and, people are gonna reject you. People, places, they're gonna keep rejecting you. Not you, but people who are going on this journey.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and you'll like, I think being in sales really helped that too because it's like you hear so many no's, it's like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
No food.
I'm in a meeting.
No food allowed in the library.
What was that about?
I don't know who this is. I don't even think she works here. She just opened up my door.
Uh, that probably relates to what we're talking about right now.
They had the little white kids next to me, and excuse my language, have the same thing I have. She had the audacity to open up my door and say no food allowed. She didn't do nothing.
And that wasn't even a worker?
No, and did you hear me? I'm in a meeting,
Yeah.
and she did not care.
So,
Can you?
audiences, this is not something that we planned.
No. And actually, can you do me a favor? Because I'll be
Yeah,
right back.
we can
Okay.
pause this.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay, so we just
We
had
are
a
back.
really interesting, just reaffirmed your experience, Quayla.
Yeah. As you can see, I was weirdly interrupted.
Yeah, and this
Um,
is like not planned at all, by the way.
no. Um, I went to Starbucks and got my like croissant. I brought it in. I didn't actually even eat it in here. I brought the bag in because I was going to throw it away, but I didn't. I just sat it right here. And as I'm having this conversation with you, she comes in and she opens the door, and I'm saying, "Hey, like I'm in a meeting," and she says, "There's no food in here. I'm not eating. I'm not eating." And there's people that don't look like me that are in the room next door who have the same thing, the same exact thing. She didn't say a word to them, did not open their door, did not say a word. So then, what do? I go up and I talk to the manager. Manager just says, "Well, I don't know how to make this up to you. I'm sorry." Okay, are you going to talk to your employee? Like, how do you handle this? And, it's like, this is what we go through. This is exactly what we were talking about.
Mhm.
You interrupted me even after me saying, hey, I'm in a meeting, signaling to you.
There was no knock, nothing like that.
No knock. Nope. And I don't know if you heard her.
I heard something about like no eating.
Yeah. But I'm sitting here recording and I'm not eating.
I guess like, not to make this therapy, it's like how are you feeling? Like how are you feeling right now?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I mean, I was able to handle it, but this is society. They feel comfortable doing these things, interrupting, micromanaging. But for what?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I wasn't eating.
Mm-hmm.
We're recording. Even if it was empty or even if it was full, I can understand if she seen me eating it.
Mm-hmm.
But these are things that we are policed just about the smallest things. There's no accountability for anyone in these situations, especially, like I said, the people that are next to me have the same exact thing and not a word.
Mm-hmm. And
I
this
feel
is
like I've become numb to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm numb to it.
Yeah. It's like they want to remind you of the power that they have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's exactly it. Being policed in a space where you see me every day. I'm saying I'm in a meeting. You still disrespect what I'm asking and what I'm telling you. So it didn't matter that I was in a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
It just mattered that she had to tell me that I cannot eat in here. As if I don't know the rules. Or that she's the, she polices the place. She makes the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have respected it if she, whatever, wrote a sign, whatever it is. But I'm saying, hey, I'm in a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't prompt you to open the door.
Right. And she'd even knock on the door to kind of notify you, hey, I'm coming in.
Nope. She can do what she wants.
That is rude as fuck.
Yeah.
Rude as fuck. I'm saying the word and yeah.
And I have to keep it professional.
Mm-hmm.
Because the moment that I say the wrong thing for
Mm-hmm.
standing up for myself, thank God they didn't kick me out.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I was thinking that was going to be next, because I was talking to the manager.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't respect
yourself.
Yeah, you have to advocate for yourself.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not going to allow anyone to step over me and make me feel less than or feel like they have the authority over me. Girl, you are not the police, you ain't the military, and you sure ain't my mama. So, what? The audacity. But we're going to keep it moving.
Right. And I think, this unfortunate and event goes in with everything that we're talking about. I mean, imagine, would the old you have advocated for yourself or would you have reacted differently?
Honestly, I wouldn't have advocated for myself. I would have let it go. And I would have kept that inside. And I would have never said anything.
Mm-hmm.
I would have still been questioning myself, or I would have been questioning her, but internally.
Gaslighting yourself.
Yep.
And that's what they like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Abusers, people in power, they like for you to gaslight yourself and to question yourself because
Mind
it's
you.
psychological.
Yes, mind you. She might even just be a volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
But she volunteered to come here to tell me what to do. Girl, they not even paying you.
Yeah, right. She's doing this for free.
Yes, but because society tells her that she is in charge, she can do that.
Mm-hmm.
She has that privilege to walk in and tell me, get your black ass up out of here because you're not supposed to be here. And we were just talking about that show, The Neighbor from Colorado.
Yes. The whatever the neighbor or
Yeah. Now here go the library lady.
Right. Yeah, and then you got interrupted by someone like that.
Girl, somebody better come get grandma because listen, I'm gonna call my grandma, okay?
Somebody get your grandma out the library here.
Please. But yeah.
Oh, gosh. I think the term is status incongruity, where you challenge the status narrative.
Yes.
And as women, and especially as women of color, when we do that, there's a lot of imbalances that shows up. And people get angry.
Yep. Because now she feels challenged.
Yeah.
How dare you go tell on me?
Yeah. For women who are not to the point where they would have reacted the same way as you did, going there and advocating, what do you think? What is your feedback to them? What would you say?
I'm sorry. Say that question again.
Yeah. So
say to them about
for women who probably would have brush it off and say, "Well, it's not a big deal," and who are not to the point of where they're comfortable speaking out, what would your feedback be to the women who are still kind of scared to advocate and challenge the narrative? What would you say to them?
That's where they want you to be. That's what they want. It is that big of a deal because you do have a voice. You're your own person. They can't tell you shit.
Yeah.
Again, if you were my mother, okay, girl. But still, don't allow people to walk all over you and you question, why is this happening to me? Go straight to them. Why did you do that? It's okay to speak up for yourself because they're going to continue to do it. You have the power and the voice to speak up for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't let them make you feel small.
Yeah. She was probably betting that you were not going to say anything.
I'm the younger black looking, or the black girl that's young and younger than her. And, she thought she could tell me what to do. I don't think so, Betty.
Oh, Betty.
I'm going to start calling them Karen.
Betty, yeah.
And sorry to anybody that's named Betty out there. It's not, but.
Yeah, it's like Karen, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still kind of like grasping all of this, and I film at home, so the only thing that I get bothered is people doing yard work or the tornado siren roaring. So for me to see like this happening, it's just like, whoa, my God.
See, I live in an apartment, and so it's like it's pretty quiet, but I don't have an office. I don't have an office space, but I come here because it's quiet.
Right.
I come here because for me it's easy to film here and do meetings in their meeting rooms.
Yeah.
Again, because it's quiet, but also I can get out of my space, because when I'm at home, I'm like, God, now I want to eat.
Right. My couch.
Yeah, my kids, I gotta look at their toys, even though when they come home, it's like, ooh, now they're really about to be on the floor. I want to clean. I want to, you know what I mean? I'm going to be distracted. So I come here so that I can get my work done.
Right.
When I'm at home and I'm working, I'm so distracted. You don't even know. I'll
Oh, I
have the
know. I
the,
know.
the radio on. I will have, you know what I mean? Though, like, and I'm gaining weight when I'm at home working. So like I had to change
Mhm.
that environment.
Yeah.
And maybe, once I start getting the cash flow in, I buy a house,
Yeah.
then I'll have a quiet space, I'll have the office. But yeah, this was supposed to be my, your safe place.
Mm-hmm.
I come here to work almost every single day, and this is the first time, honestly, that that's ever happened. But I've also never seen this woman.
She's probably new. Betty's probably a new volunteer.
Yeah, I think so. She's just rolling
Mhm.
around on her little walker.
Jeez. This is nothing against anybody who's in walkers, because I've had a walker when I broke my ankle, but I'm not going around telling people anything, though. I mind my own business.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, even if I seen somebody, okay, just make sure it's no crumbs on the floor, whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, cool. But even if it is, they got a little roller thing over there. Okay, come clean it up. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Or just make sure
right.
you don't leave it a mess. And if I see you walking out, then maybe I may approach you. But
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm gonna mind my business. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm not the police.
right. Too many people want to be the police.
Them good Samaritans, boy, I tell
Yeah.
you.
Too many
She is
people
a
want to be the police without being the
yes,
police.
yes, she is a great Samaritan. But now,
Hmm.
low key, I'm not gonna lie. Am I afraid a little bit to walk out of here and walk into her and her um, say something that I did,
Hmm.
or you know what I mean? Like that's always my fear. Like, oh, she attacked me. But I think I'm also letting that show get to me a little bit. Like, but you think about that. Like immediately, I'm a threat.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm a threat to Miss Betty out here. So she had to police me immediately.
It's so easy to be villainized.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you
My
didn't do a
braids.
damn thing.
I'm just sitting here talking to you.
My goodness. Wow. I'm sorry that this happened to you.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens, and I'm going to continue to advocate for myself. The
Mhm.
more that it happens, the more that I will speak up.
Mhm.
They will not keep me quiet. I've been quiet long enough. It took me until I was about 30, 31 to start really understanding and speaking up for myself in these situations. I grew up in Apple Valley, predominantly white, from the time I was 5 into 18. My parents still live there,
Mhm. And that's,
but
for those who don't know, Apple Valley's, it's kind of like a wealthier area of the suburbs of the Twin Cities too.
yeah, and I grew up there. I mean, when we first moved there, there was a few farms. There was Eastview High School was just being built in '99, I believe, or just opened. So what? I was 97, 96. I was like 5, 6.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so like one of 3 black kids in the minorities, honestly, because when I was in St. Paul, when we lived in St. Paul, I grew up around Somalis, Hmong. All my little friends were Hmong, to be honest with you. All my little friends were Hmong. All the little neighborhood kids. Like
Yeah.
I remember I got in trouble. I went into their house because they made us rice and chicken and and they were so
Yum.
and my mom was looking for me around the neighborhood because I was with my little friends. But
Yes.
like when I moved to Apple Valley, that was something. Um, being a black family living in a predominantly white area, they were all eyes on us at all times.
And it was
Um,
in a good eyes.
no, because I mean, my mom was really good at we come and we go. I
Mhm.
played outside. I made friends, and eventually, most of those friends are I'm still friends with today. Um, but in the school, there were friends where they could play with me at school, but not allowed to play with me outside of school. not
Mm.
being invited to birthday parties, people not being able to come to my birthday parties. You know what I mean? And it's like, I didn't really see it. Or I wore ponytails as a kid, little pigtails. And I remember a girl saying to me, she said, "How come your hair doesn't move when the wind blows?" And I was like, "I don't know. Because I didn't know. Because I got
Mm.
ponytails, and they were thick, big ponytails." But it's like things like that. Or um, do Black people take baths? Again, if I were where I'm at now and not a, 8-year-old little girl, I'm like, yeah, yeah, we take
Mm.
baths. What do you mean?
More than
Why?
you.
Yeah, and why is your hair greasy? Because I actually have to put oil in my hair. And as an 8-year-old girl, I'm explaining, like, this is why. But I don't know that when they don't shower, I didn't know that their hair got greasy.
Mm-hmm.
I had no clue because my family's so diverse. No one talked about that. No one talked about, I didn't even know until probably like middle school that we were even different. I
Mm.
know that probably sounds really dumb, but I did not know because no one talked about race in my home.
Yeah.
My family, no one talked about it because we are such a melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
So it just wasn't something that we talked about. And I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And now my kids are biracial. And there's times where my oldest will be like, "Mom, that's white people stuff. Why are you doing that?" And it's like, how do you know that? Like, how, but they see it, like they see things like that. And it's so common now for kids to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I was oblivious to it when I was his age. I had no clue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, so you're like a few years younger than me, and I grew up in a very predominantly white city. I'm from Wisconsin, and so yeah, I know people are like, "What?" Yeah, so I'm from Western Wisconsin originally, and so in a way, we had to assimilate to their culture, and so coming here to Twin Cities, other people are like, "I can tell you're not from around here."
Hmm.
To me, like other Hmong people are like, "I can tell you're not from around here." I'm like, "Oh yeah, like how can you tell?" Like just your mannerism. I'm like,
Hmm.
"Oh, okay," and just the way you speak. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so we were very aware. We were very aware that we were different, and especially being second generation. Since I was born here, we were second generation, so we were reminded a lot that we were different.
Yeah. Yep. And that was something too, growing up in Apple Valley, especially in high school, because that's when more minorities started moving. So like
Mhm.
the mid 2000s, early
Yeah.
2000s, whatever. More families of color were moving to Apple Valley, but I didn't fit in with the other Black kids, and I wanted to be friends with them. But the only Black friends that I had were the ones that grew up in
Mm,
Apple Valley because we could relate.
yeah.
But what people don't realize is that, especially other Black kids, is like we have the same struggles. We just come from different places. And, it's like, oh, you're a white girl, you're an Oreo, you talk to this, you do this. This is my environment. I adapted to my environment.
Mhm.
And they did not want to be friends with me. And if they did, it was to have connections to other, you know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
to other things, which is fine. Okay, cool. But like, don't be mean to me.
Mhm.
We're just alike.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you think that shaped you for who you are today?
Honestly, it's opened my eyes to a lot.
Mhm.
Because I still deal with it. I can't lie. I don't go to the inner city as
Mhm.
much, but it's because like it's not that I don't relate, it's that I wasn't raised in that environment.
Mhm.
So it's not something that like I want to go into and feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
When I do go into that environment,
Mm-hmm.
it's so hard to act natural because my guard is up. I'm looking over my shoulder. What's going to happen?
Right.
Um, College definitely changed a lot because, like, I was kind of, I don't have kids. I don't have responsibility. I can go here. I can go there. I'm exploring.
Yeah.
But I almost felt like that kid, like Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, going
Oh,
into the hood, like, ooh, let's go see what I can get into. That's what I was doing.
yeah.
And it's like, that ain't me. Like, that's not my lifestyle. I don't have to do that to fit
Mm-hmm.
in, with other people. Even with friendships,
Yeah.
different views on things politically, anything. And I don't like to talk about politics because it's crazy right now. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that, but like, politically and economically, I did not understand where certain friends who came from the inner city, they looked at me, well, you had this and you had that. How can you believe in this and not? And it's like, because I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And teach me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to understand. Um, but also my schooling, I'm so thankful for my education. Um, and seeing the people that I've connected with and where they come from, they didn't have certain educational programs. They didn't have, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's where the disconnect was and
Yeah.
why they thought that we were so different because let's say they came from a family that didn't really have much and parents who didn't work and whatever. They automatically assume that. But then when I say, okay, well, my family did work, this is the work that my mom does. Oh, then you're different.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. Like, I'm not. I don't think that
Mm-hmm.
I'm better. I don't think, but those are the things that I was getting. Oh, you think you're better than us. Oh, you have this, you have that. Little do y'all know, my mama cuckoo. Like, but like, I love her. I love her. So I'm not gonna say that. But
Yeah.
like, it's just we think that we're so different and we're really not. Even for the people that don't look like us,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be surprised at the stuff that I've learned growing up, and it shaped me for who, like, it has shaped me into who I am now because
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm more open. I'm open into listening and learning about other people
I
without
can tell that
having.
you're very well rounded.
Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, because you're a very well-rounded person, and that is not to disrespect anybody else, but like I can just tell because like the fact that you and I are even connecting and having this conversation shows a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And as long as you're open to learning about other people, you will be okay. Don't be closed minded because it's not going to get you anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't further your career. It doesn't further your, like, who you want to be in life. Like,
Hmm.
you're not going to get anywhere with being closed minded.
Right, right, and I think that goes back to the theme of surviving.
Hmm.
Like as you're telling me about the people who are like, "Oh, you're so different," they're hanging on so much to survival that
Hmm.
they don't know what it's like to thrive, or do they want to thrive?
They're stuck in generational comfort.
Mhm. I love that generational comfort.
Hmm. Um, I mean, I have people in my own family
Yeah.
who are stuck in generational comfort and feel like, well, this is how far my mom and dad came. So this is where I'm going to, this is where they want me to be. Or, like, hey, I work, and no offense to anybody that works at fast food or whatever, because it's a
Mhm.
job. You can do
It's
what
a
you want to
job. It's
do.
a hard job.
But my one thing that my family always taught me was, you want to be successful. You want to be more than, you want to have more than what you were given. Regardless if you were given the world,
Yeah.
I'm shooting for the universe,
Mhm.
like, and that's, I'm not settling. And we
Mhm.
don't have to settle. Um, Families that come from, you know, special housing, for example, they get stuck in that.
Mhm.
And then it's a cycle. And then it's like, well, how come I can't have more? You can't have more. Go for it.
Mhm.
Break that cycle because they're so comfortable being where mom and grandma and great grandma were. You don't have to be
That's all
there.
everybody knows.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's okay to be the black sheep.
Yeah, yeah. I like that, the survival and, um, no, sometimes it's frightening to thrive.
Yes. Yes. And that is, you're fighting with yourself.
Mhm,
Mm-hmm. It's tough. That can be really tough. Because usually most people who are like that, you said to me earlier, like I was gaslighting myself. Yes.
mhm.
Most of the time we're doing it, we're doing it every single day. We're always gaslighting ourselves. We can strive for more. Don't hold yourself back because you have
Mhm.
potential.
Right. Because, we've been taught to gaslight ourselves, and so we're gonna gaslight ourselves. I was
Yes.
too much. I should have said that. I should have done that. Maybe I was too sensitive. We get that as women all the time. You're too sensitive. You're overthinking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is so true. And I don't know about you, but like, have you ever been in a relationship like that where you are expressing your feelings
Mhm.
and they shut you down with, "Ugh, you're too sensitive, you're overthinking it."
Yeah. A lot. And it's not just romantic relationships, it's been friendships, and it's definitely
Mm-hmm.
been in
Yep.
professional work relationships too, where, you're just like, "My god, maybe I was overthinking. Maybe I took it the wrong way and then meant it that way." And we comfort ourselves or we tell ourselves that what our thinking was wrong so that we don't
Yep.
trust ourselves and to believe that they know more than we do. And so they're going to use
Yep.
that power against us.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Um, whew, you just said a word because yes, um, working in corporate America, that is the biggest struggle for
Mhm.
women.
Mhm.
We are always second guessed. Come up with an idea, that can't be. You didn't come up with that idea. How did you? You know what I mean? Like you. That can't.
Right. Yeah. You can't come up with that. I remember in school, I had a teacher ask me if I wrote an essay because it was too good. Because,
Wow.
being English being my second language, they were
Mhm.
kind of questioning how I could write decent enough.
Oh my goodness! I'm so glad that you brought that up because I just watched something this morning about
Mhm.
a child. She came the first year, did not know any English,
Mhm.
did not. She had to come in with the ELL teacher, or whatever, and they had to really explain the curriculum to that child. But then the next year, she thrived. She outdid all of her peers. She was top of the class,
Mhm.
and they were wondering, well, how? How did? What do you mean how?
Yeah.
Why can't she? Why? Like, and so for you, like that is, I know that's got to be discouraging as a child because it's like I'm not stupid, and you're
Right. They
questioning
think you're
yourself.
stupid, and quite honestly, I'm gonna be very open and honest right now. A lot of a lot of American poor children are not that good at writing.
Right.
They're not that good at writing, and I've noticed that immigrants and people from other countries come and are really good writers because they put the investment in it.
Yes.
They put the investment, and our language is very confusing, and so you have to know the difference. Like
Yes.
there, it's like there. You have to know all of that. Fortunately, most
Your.
Americans can't tell the difference. And so, when you come in as, a second, third, fourth language, you
Mhm.
do become a better writer because it's so nuanced. And so, yes, you are gonna, probably outperform like the natural born Americans, and then people are shocked. It's like I'm not shocked at all about that.
Right. But the educators, why are the educators shocked by this?
Right.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing too, because like, just with raising
We have lots
kids.
of things. Yeah, we have lots of things to discuss in these episodes, and
Yes.
and just talking about the survival and like fiercely embracing and owning it. And this is our first episode, but we're putting the foundations of all of this, like both your experience and my experience, and we saw again firsthand your experience
Yes. Yes.
right there on how you have to advocate and fiercely embrace, because otherwise people will try to overpower you, make you feel like you're less than, and that's exactly what happened.
Yes. And are you ready to step into this?
Mhm.
Are you ready to be the survivor? And not even a survivor. Are you ready to step into your power again,
Yeah,
and have a voice for yourself?
right.
Because again, I could have let that lady come in here and say what she said to me and let that hurt me for the rest of the day.
Mhm.
She's the one that's, I mean, nothing against old people, but she's the one that's on the walker, her back hurting and whatever else. Like she has to live her life the way that she is.
Right,
I'm
and
over
it's not,
here.
we're not making fun of old people. We're
No.
saying things about people who are, what, probably have a lot of unhealed wounds.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that's just it. Yes.
And her unhealed wounds made her come out and interrupt you.
Yes. Well, maybe I should just offer her some coffee or something. Maybe she wanted Starbucks.
Mhm.
I got like 800 points. I can go get her free.
That's
I'll
that's
ask her.
a lot. That's pretty good.
Girl, Starbucks, they know my whole family. As soon as we pull up, they're like, oh, hey, Quella.
I'm Caribou. Yeah, I'm Caribou. Oh, when I
Yeah.
was recording, I'm like, you know what? It's a day of recording. I'm gonna get some Caribou.
Yeah. It's funny because even my kids, they're like, oh, yeah, today I'm going to get the chai, mom. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, do your thing.
Oh, so
Yeah, they know how
fancy.
to.
The chai.
My kids are bougie. My kids are so bougie. It's
And you
ridiculous.
know what? You provided that life for them.
And that's okay.
That is
And they will own
okay.
it.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
okay. There's no shame about providing a healthy, safe life for your children.
absolutely. Yeah, we don't have to stay where society wants us to be, in the hood and uneducated and
Right.
like, and not saying that people who live in the hood are uneducated, because some of the most influential people are from the hood and are extremely
Mhm.
Langston Hughes was so influential and just he was amazing. But like, he was from the hood. He's from Watts. And it's like, okay, who cares?
Yeah.
But society again expects us to be less than.
Mhm. And they want to remind you of that too.
Yep, every day. And something just popped in my head. Um, you talk so well.
Oh my goodness, yes. Where did you learn English from? You
Mhm.
speak so well.
Yes, you're so fluent.
Yes.
Even when you're a natural born American and you're still being told that you speak so fluent and eloquently and you're
Yeah.
this and oh well,
Yes.
I mean, how do you expect me to talk?
Good question. Have you posed that question to them? How do you expect me
Yes.
to talk? Okay. And what's the
My
response?
mother. Oh, I don't know. It's always, I don't know.
Tell me.
Yeah. Or you're from Minnesota or are you from Chicago? I was born here. Where's your family from? Not Chicago. My dad, yeah, but my dad was raised here. But like, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why is that always the assumption? Why do we equate black and Chicago? Because of media, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
But even before, I feel like even before like media became a thing, it was blacks came from Chicago. Like blacks came from Africa.
Mhm.
Little do you know, there's a whole world out there
Yeah.
where Asian, people are like literally like living in Mexico and people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like even in Guyana, like it's crazy. Like people truly think that because of what we look like, this
Mm-hmm.
is where we're from.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure, did you get that a lot too?
A lot, a lot. And my name is not a Western name. My name is Paia. And
Yeah.
so I always get, what are you? Where are you from?
Hmm.
And I am from Wisconsin. So I will say that. And they're
Hmm.
like, no, where are you really, really from?
Hmm.
Like Wisconsin, the north side of the cross. And then
Yeah.
finally like, no, what's your back? Where are your parents from? And then I'm like, okay, they're from Laos. Oh, so you're Laotian. I'm like, no, I'm Hmong. Oh, what
Right.
is that? And so it's like another conversation.
Oh, we from the mountains. What you
Yeah,
mean? Like
right.
we
It's like another conversation, and I'm like, I don't want to delve into it. And then
Right.
sometimes people are like, "Oh, what does your name mean?" And then, it's like, "Okay, this is what it means." Like, wow, and it's like I try not to take offense to it. I don't, but sometimes it gets
Mhm.
tiring. It's like I don't ask you James or Betty or Heather, and your name Heather is Heather, like the flowers from like Europe, the Highlands of Scotland and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, and so yeah, it's always like, wow, you speak very well. Like, and then you'll be like, well, I'll be like, well, I was born
Hmm.
here. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that too. Or, you know, what part of Africa? What part of Africa are you from? Girl, me, I don't know nobody in my family. I know my great grandmother, my great grandmother, and neither one of them are from Africa. And so it's like, yeah, that might be my, somewhere down the line. But
Yeah.
like then when I really did my ancestry, whew, that was a whole
Oh
and I love bringing that up too because it's like what started this African American thing?
yeah.
Because to me, like even Asian American, I think
Mhm.
that if you're born here, I'm American.
Yeah.
Um, I don't like that whole like. It's not that I don't like it because I know who I am, but
Mhm.
at the same time, it's like, what makes me less American than you? And your family came from
Yeah.
wherever else.
Yeah, wherever else. Yeah. And it's like your ancestors were here before theirs, and yet they are more American than you. Look
Right.
at their skin
And
color.
that's yes, and that's the thing, like why people do not accept the the differences in us. And it's like
Mhm.
that's so cool that we are different. We don't I feel
Mhm.
like it would be so boring. Life would be so bland and boring if we all looked the same and acted the same and wore the same clothes and eat the same foods. I don't want to eat the
Listen
same
to unseasoned food.
right. I want variety. I want,
Right.
like I was just watching man, yeah, like and that to me, that should be not even just me being a minority, but like variety is so good. Variety
Mhm.
is what makes this world go round. Like
Yeah.
us being different, culturally different,
Mhm.
embrace that.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine now if we lived in a place where everybody was the same and there was no, and I'm not saying this because I love Mexican food, but there was no Mexican food.
Mhm.
Do you know how hurt I would be if there were no Mexican restaurants
No
or
more
no
fajitas.
right or no more um you know Jamaican restaurants or Caribbean restaurants like that's what makes us so cool is that we can go and
Mhm.
have um they had the mung this
Mhm.
year at the fair and girl I had the
Mhm.
best. It was like some colada. It was not alcoholic. I can't think of the name. It was so good though. But it's like, what do we want? Lefse? I don't want lefse.
I don't want lefse.
But like I don't know. It's
No, again, nothing against lefse, but
Yeah.
I don't want lefse like Norwegian.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe if I go
No,
to
it's funny.
Norway, yeah, okay, but
No, that's the funny part. So I was talking about my ancestry, and it actually just updated last night. I gotta show you this.
okay, let's
It actually,
show.
what's it called? 23andMe. Speaking of Norway and Nordic, it said I was Nordic, and I was like, what does that even mean?
You're Nordic?
Girl, not a whole lot.
Really?
No, so I don't know if you can see
Okay.
British, English, Nordic, uh Scottish,
Scottish.
English, Irish, French, Dutch, Northern German, Austrian,
What
Belgian,
what?
Nordic, and Norwegian. Those are the new ones. Like nothing. I'm like, it's like nothing. But 0.5 is like what so really nothing. But I laughed my butt off. So I was like, I don't even know what that means.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Ah,
And then Filipino and Austronesian, but like, I would love for these people who are doing these things, who
mhm.
are these authority,
Yeah.
police or whatever, do your ancestry.
Oh, they'll be shocked. They'll be surprised.
Because now I'd be like, hey cousin, I'm Scandinavian
Yeah.
too.
Maybe you were meant to be an Anderson or Jorgensen or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like, well, it's the lack of education
Mhm.
and the lies that we're told that just because you have dark skin or whatever region we think that you come from, that you're specifically that.
Mhm.
That's not the case. And being African American per
Mhm.
se, like, we're gonna be mixed up
Yeah.
clearly, because
Yeah.
again, what is Nordic? I had no I had no clue. I was like, is this why my family ended up in Minnesota? Like, they're Vikings for real? Like, this is, yeah. But Belgian, which, I mean, whatever. But then I think the Austrian was the one that actually really, in German, that,
Mhm.
because those are the people that were hurting.
Yeah.
And so I had so many questions about that.
Some colonialism right there.
Mhm.
Yeah. When you said Belgium, I'm like, okay, interesting. Because we don't ever hear about Belgium, and so a little history. Belgium, I think they colonized the Congo area.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. And
yeah,
it makes sense. Yep.
yeah,
Because
with
I
the
have like
Ottoman, yep.
2.3% Congolese. And so
Oh,
it all makes sense. It all ties into like what actually happened,
mm-hmm.
and then how my family got to the Caribbean. I have no clue.
There's a story there. This history and story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And
Have you done 23andMe?
I have not done that. I have not done that. I would not be surprised if I think we have. I'm going to throw it out there. Central Asia, probably
Mhm.
like Mongolian or something. Like, I would not be surprised if I had that in me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have Filipino, but it's more which would make sense too, because they were colonized by Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I guess it makes sense.
We got a bunch of colonizer blood in us, don't we?
But we're not acting like that. We not.
We're just like, okay, we accept it. It's just part. It's past history, but we don't act like like we're all better or have the mentality or anything.
But we can't. And if we did, oh, all hell would break loose.
Yes,
All
all
hell would break.
yeah, we
Because
would be so insufferable.
I know. How dare you come in here acting like Kanye? Like,
Yeah. Okay.
like, can't nobody tell him anything. Like,
Right. Yeah. We
but
we
yeah,
we don't get away with that.
no, not at all. And it is what it is. again, I'm comfortable with who I am and what I look like. And if you don't like it,
That's their problem. That's not your
yeah,
problem. And
that's something you got to deal with. You have to
right,
heal.
right. Right. Whoever is watching this, again, this is our first episode, and we're laying the framework, the groundwork, the foundations to really get into other episodes and just talk about how when you go on this path, you start on this path, you will piss people off.
Oh, yeah.
You will
Oh,
piss people off because you dare to say something that they do not want you to say.
yes. And that was something that I was afraid of starting Fiercely Embraced. Holding the people that come to us accountable for, like not blaming a victim at all, but
Hmm.
where do we start holding ourselves accountable for our actions and where we are in our healing journey?
Right.
Do we want to stay, again, a victim, or do we want to be a survivor, or do
Hmm.
we want to be a thriver?
Hmm. Right. It's so easy to stay being a victim. And again, this is not to blame victims at all. At some point, you have to start taking accountability for your actions, reactions, and especially your choices.
Yes, yes, absolutely, because your choice is yours, and it's up to you to want to be better, want to move on from the victim mentality.
Hmm.
Um, it's so easy to be stuck there. It's so easy to be stuck as the victim and blaming others and not saying, you know what, they may have done this, but I'm better than that.
Hmm.
I can move on, with my life. They don't have control over me anymore because once you give them that power, you're going to stay a victim.
Hmm.
That's where abusers want you, whether that's a friend, a family member, a intimate partner.
Hmm.
They want you to stay, especially if they're abusers. They want you to be the victim. They want to have power over you.
Hmm. Yeah. And again, it's easier being a victim than being a thriver.
Yes. Yes. I could go down a rabbit hole. But holding a lot of our clients accountable is so hard because it's like either they hate me or they love me. And it's kind of like that breakthrough moment too, where it's like, wow, you actually opened my eyes to this. I didn't know I was really doing this. I didn't know I was holding myself back.
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, now let's move on. How can we, move on with life? We don't have to stay stuck in this situation. They want you there. They want you to be single, lonely, and crying over them while
Hmm.
they're over here happy, thriving, and but
Hmm.
they still have
Moving
that collar,
on.
that leash. Yes, they have that leash around your neck, and that's because you gave them that leash. Once
Right.
you remove it, you're no longer a victim.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can move on.
And maybe that's the first time anybody like interacting with you. That's the first time anybody has ever made them accountable.
Hmm. Hmm. And sometimes they take offense to it.
Oh, of course. How dare you?
Yeah, and it's like, well, I mean, is this going to be your identity?
Hmm.
We don't. Being a victim is not. I mean, we don't want to be there,
Right.
especially if you've already removed yourself. You're.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get the feeling. I get the hurt. But healing is so important. And
Hmm.
that's why I push for a lot of my clients therapy, healing, whatever it is, Reiki, whatever you got to do to heal yourself, yoga, meditate, like do that.
Hmm.
Start a book club if that's
Hmm.
part of healing.
Right.
Anything that's positive, like for me, healing is going to get a massage and completely thinking about nothing. And people are like,
Hmm.
how do you think about nothing? Let me tell you,
Easy.
there's nothing in there.
And a lot of people don't know what stillness is. It's so
Hmm.
chaotic that they don't know what it's like to have stillness, physically, emotionally, psychologically, mentally.
Yeah, Yes. And that is something, it's normal. It's okay to be still
Mm-hmm.
and not have things going on. Eh, And I'm not going to lie. I still have to work on that because for
We all
me,
do, yeah.
in my head, if it's chaos, that means I'm busy, I'm working, I'm doing the right things. And it took me a long time to learn, like, nope, shut it off. It's okay not to have anything going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love all of this. I love all of this. Any final words before we let go of this episode? We end this episode today.
I think my final words is just, are you ready? Are you ready to start this journey, to strive and thrive and be the best person that you can be? Because we are here to hold you accountable and
We will
help you
say
heal.
things that will probably trigger you. And I always say this, it is not to shame, to judge, or anything. It's really to ask you why you're triggered or why you're feeling this way, to really dig in and looking deeper on what you have to work on.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
And you may hate us one day, but you're gonna love us at the end of this.
It
The
means
end.
it's working.
Yes, yes. Now, don't come find me, but but yeah, I mean, this is a part of life, and people have to talk about it. The more that we talk about it, the more comfortable you'll be.
Right. The less uncomfortable it is because there are a lot of topics that are very uncomfortable. And
Mhm.
even when I'm doing my YouTube episodes, there's certain words that I can't use.
Mhm.
I'm like, why can't I use this word? Because it's uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, of course, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
It's like we got to start calling it out and make it comfortable.
Hmm. Yes, and if we don't, you're stuck where you're at.
Like where you are. So yeah, so we are so excited for these episodes. And again, they're aimed to educate and not judge. And we get it. Everybody's in different parts of their lives. And this is just general education. And you take that information and do what works for you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you so much. We're excited. And if you have any ideas on what type of episodes or topic that you would like for Quail and I to discuss or to talk about, put it down in the description box too. But otherwise, it was a joy today. We're so happy that today's our first episode. More to come. And we'll all see you next time. So take care.
Take care, everyone.